there's a common excuse that says, I'm only responsible for what I say and not for what you understand. But that's just an excuse, and believing that and stopping there is what perpetuates the communication gap, often leading to departments that operate in silos, dividing teams that should be working together towards a common goal. Now, responsible leaders and responsible team members understand that it's their personal responsibility to get everyone on the same page to calibrate. Now, yes, there's more than one way to have a successful outcome, but if everyone on the team has their own way of operating, then success will always be out of reach. After all, working together requires going together. In business, it's often said that the most important language in the world is the language of the customer. If the customer speaks Chinese, then you better not speak Swahili. I would suggest then that the most important language in an organization is the language of the team, because if we don't live by this maxim, the results can keep people in the dark. Last year, I visited the island of Kauai, one of the Hawaiian islands. And until then, I had never been before, so I really didn't know what to expect. Whatever I did expect, however, I couldn't see anyway, because when I got there, it was the middle of the night. It was too dark. Now, my cabin was over an hour away on the complete opposite side of the island from the airport, and it was up a mountain. And it's a good thing that I had a map with me, because at one point, even my GPS had no idea where I was. It just said, connection lost. You're somewhere in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. Now the map that I had, it wasn't exactly the best one. You see, it was hand-drawn with vague landmarks, and considering I had no idea where I was, it was horribly out of context. Somehow I did eventually find my way to the cabin, and I settled in for the night. Now at daylight, I left the cabin, and I saw for the first time everything that I had missed the night before. I was in paradise. I was just steps away from one of the world's most scenic canyons, 3,000 feet deep of bright red volcanic rock with lush green trees and beautiful blue waterfalls flowing in the distance. It's appropriately known as the Grand Canyon of the Pacific, and I had never, ever experienced anything quite like it. It was just so breathtaking. Now, I tell you this story because this experience highlighted for me an important idea. On my way up the mountain, I was left in the dark. I had no idea what was going on around me, and it wasn't until daylight that I could finally see the vision and understand what was going on. And I believe that working together is the same idea. We can leave others in the dark when we refuse to share our ideas, our dreams, our passions and procedures, our way of doing things. And when we leave others in the dark, they are not able to see the vision for the important work that the team and the organization is doing. Now, likewise, we can leave ourselves in the dark when we refuse to consider the possibilities shared by other team members. Now, yes, like me driving up the mountain that night, we might still have our old hand-drawn maps with vague and outdated landmarks. But as circumstances change, we too need to change, because what once served us well yesterday cannot effectively address today's circumstances. And those changes can only be made together, because working together requires going together.